Hello there, everyone. The Andrada here, and welcome back to episode 42 of our Project Architect 2 Let's Play series, where today we are working, as you can see, on setting up our very own little baby moose farm, also known as Drygmies, for Mob Farm. Is it necessary for everything? No. What we need is those guys over there. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm glad I know sign language. You know, it's pretty handy. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of the Andrada, where we've been chilling around, 6.12 trillion EMC, doing some pretty good stuff. Just hanging out and working on some stuff and some things today. So last episode, we had worked on getting our RFTools, and we were working towards RFTools, and we were trying to figure out, well, how in the world do we get the dimensional essence and all that stuff and make dimlets. And I still do think I want to go that route. And in order to do so, we need the essences, right? So I went around, it probably took, I'm telling you, probably about an hour, maybe, of me flying around in our dimension, the iron dimension. I went underground, followed some caves and everything. But I was able to get myself 3 of the blobs. I found a common, we have a rare, and I even found a legendary blob. Now, these guys are very specific and very picky about how you can pick them up, okay? Mob duplicator does not work. You cannot use, the mob imprisonment tool does not work. You cannot use that. I tried to do the shrink and put it in a bottle. That didn't work either. The mob yoinker, though, from Utilitix, does work. It requires a significant amount of experience to be able to capture these guys, though. The mob yoinker uses experience to capture mobs, but it's the only thing that allows it. I even tried swabbing them using the mob grinding util swabs, but there's no egg for these dimensional essence, right? If we the dimensional blobs, there's no spawn egg for them. They don't have an egg. They just spawn out of spawners, I'm assuming, and I don't know. Maybe I don't even know. I don't know how they spawn, but there's no egg for them, so we can't do that. So getting more essence out of them is a complicated task, except for the fact that Ars Nouveau is in the pack, and Ars Nouveau has Drygmies. And after doing some trolling around in the Discord on Chosen Architects Discord, Drygmies work fantastic for farming the essences from the blobs. So I have all 3 of them here, and we need to do a couple things. Our first step is that we need to get them contained, right? They need to be inside containment jars. I don't know if that's new. I don't know if it's actually even required. Back when I played Enigmatica 6 and used Enigmatica 6 Expert and used the Drygmies, I didn't have them in containment jars. I don't think these existed then. I had them sitting on create seats, and it stopped them from despawning. But apparently there is a ritual where you can consume. You can capture mobs in a containment jar, and then the Drygmy will be able to pull out of that containment jar. So our first step is to get this taken care of. Then we can work towards our Drygmies. And we'll talk about how I got Drygmy tokens. I captured a Drygmy so we can show that. But we need to get this tablet of containment ritual done. Now, the tablet of containment ritual says it captures a nearby entity and places it into any nearby placed containment jars. After the first capture, this ritual will require additional source to continue, and mobs and jars must be within 3 blocks. So we have source jars. This is 80% full. I guess we'll kind of see and judge how much it is. I mean, we have source available to us. It shouldn't be terribly too difficult to get out. So we'll kind of sort of see. I'm going to pop over to our pillager outpost because we have a ritual somewhere over here. Yeah, we have a ritual pedestal over here. So we should be able to do this over here. And I hope so, because I don't want to have to do all this again. Finding those guys was a major pain. So from what I understand, we have to put these guys down, and then we're going to go ahead and put our tablet of containment. Now, it won't activate until I actually right-click this, but it's queued up. So if I take my, let's say, common blob, and I place my common blob down, and I go ahead and activate this ritual. We had 80% source. It used 5%. That's not bad at all. And now we have a containment jar of common blob. And if I pick this up, bam. So that's it. It just traps them in there. And you're going to notice we'll get experience back as we do this. Each mob is a little larger. So the rare blob gets bigger. But, oh, I need a containment jar. I guess I can just continuously do this. Oh, that's kind of nice. It'll just continuously run, and anything that I put in this area will continue to get captured. It's pretty convenient. I guess I didn't need to make 3 of these then. And we can kind of just sort of leave this running. And then the legendary is a big boy. He's actually so big that he comes out of the containment jar. He can't even shrink down properly. Look at that. That's hilarious. But he's captured in a containment jar, which will allow us to do the thing. And we can just leave this. That's fine. I mean, in case we ever need to capture anything else. I don't know what else Drygmies would be good for, but they work. So we got those going. And so now all we have to do is actually just get our Drygmy set up. So I think I'm going to utilize this room for our Drygmies and try and keep them contained in this area. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so that they can't go over there. And we'll probably, I don't know, fence this up so they can't get out. Because I don't want, they have a tendency to wander. So let's grab some fence and place this, here so they can't get out. So we can go ahead and place them over here so they don't get stuck, pathing behind any of this stuff. We'll block the stairs off. So the Drygmies will just have this area. And I'll even, there's nothing in here I need, right? Not really. I'll even go ahead and put one there to stop them from being able to come through that door, right? So Drygmies are going to chill out in here. So how do we get Drygmies? Well, first things first, you need to find a wild Drygmy. They spawn all over the place. You can just look on your map and find one. I happen to have one captured here in my mob imprisonment tool. Now, a wild Drygmy is not going to do any work for you. You can't do anything with him, right? He's just going to chill. He's going to wander. He's wild. However, you can make him your friend if you go ahead and give him a wild and horn, or her. You give them a wild and horn. So if I go ahead and place this and I throw that down, he's going to be like, hey, buddy, I like you. Yay. And then he turns himself into a token. And then with that Drygmy token, we can go ahead and summon our own Drygmy. We have to convert this over to a Drygmy charm, which is not terribly too complicated of a recipe. It doesn't seem. It's an enchanting recipe. We just need some sort of fish, wheat. So let's do fish, wheat, apple, carrot, seeds, and then source gems. And then we'll be able to get ourselves some Drygmies. Not too complicated. I happen to pick the one fish that I actually don't have. And is it the raw version or... Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's the raw version. So we need wheat. We need apples. We need carrots. We need seeds. And then we need source gems. And we need 9 total source gems. Okay. So let's go ahead and pop over to our enchanting room and go ahead and set this up. I probably could set up a recipe for this, but at this point, I mean, it's honestly, it's kind of a pain. I can do this, though. I can go ahead and put this in there, this in there, this in there, and I at least distribute it for me automatically. And then I don't have to at least do that part. And then this just goes into the center here. And that's going to do its thing. These are negative 1,000% full. Wow, that's lovely. Negative 173,000% full. Well, it's full enough that the ritual completed, so that's at least something. Drygmy Charm went into the system, so we can go ahead and send the next batch, and it'll automatically do that. We should speed upgrade that. Yeah, like, why am I sitting around waiting? Do it. Then the Drygmy token, bam. And, you know, we'll speed upgrade that too. I don't feel like waiting for that. Then we'll do another one. And bam. So we got 3 Drygmies. Do we need 3? Not necessarily, but I got 3 anyway. So 3 Drygmy charms. So we can summon 3 Drygmies to work for us. Then put them to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these Drygmies. Now, in order to use these Drygmy charms, if I take them now and I try and use them, nothing's going to happen, right? Nothing happens. We got to give them their henge. They got to have a place to live, which is going to be on mossy cobblestone. So if I take my Drygmy, I place some mossy cobblestone down, and I use my Drygmy charm on there, you're going to see it becomes a Drygmy henge. And it is summoning the power of the mini moose, and it will eventually bring us a nice Drygmy. Looks exactly the same as the guy we had before, but this one's our friend. And he's just going to chill here. He's not going to do anything until we, well, tell him what to do, which is farm our mobs. We can go ahead and take an inventory and place it next to his henge, and that will be where he places items. And then from there, all we have to do is put our mobs down, and he should be able to start farming them. However, he is going to require source, right? He started to move, and he's like, oh, man, I'm tired. I need some energy. I'm actually going to replace a regular chest first before I do that, just so we can monitor that it's all working and everything. So we place this there, and he's going to do his thing. And since we have to space that one out, so we can go ahead and space this one out too. And we're going to see he's bringing stuff over. He's doing things, but we don't have any source, so nothing is actually happening. So we need to get source over here. Now, I do have cables over here, but that seems like a lot of work to me to have to run these cables all the way over to here to get this source jar going. So I'm just going to grab myself another wireless connector because power is the limit on these things, and I have enough power for days, right? So we're going to go ahead and we'll place this, let's say, down here. And then we will go ahead and learninate it. Pop over to our MDF and match it up on the other side. That's you. Bam and bam. All right, you're learninated. We can go back home. And if we pop into our Drygmy room, we should see it lit up. Yep. Okay, good. Let's grab ourselves a nice little cable. Nope. Yep. Grab a cable. Those notice boards anger me. Place our source jar down, and it should fill up. There we go. So now we have as much source as we absolutely need. So now Mr. Drygmy should be able to start farming the drops themselves. And what we can do is we can set up more Drygmies, right? We're not limited to just one. We can have multiple Drygmies attached to an inventory. We can have them all going into this inventory. All I have to do is summon more. And all you have to do is provide source. That's the only bottleneck that it is source production. So in theory, these happy little guys should now be able to go do their thing and start farming these different essences for us. I'd like to see some of them come into here. That would be great. Does the inventory need to be anywhere specific? I mean, I thought it was just on the side. Maybe inventory gotta be bottom? Gotta be bottom? That was great English there, the Andrada. What if I put it down here? Okay, nothing. I mean, it looks like something should happen. Is it just a chance? I have this set up right? No. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, these notice boards. Noticed. All right, so I guess it's just a matter of waiting. I mean, it's working because we're seeing the particle effect happen, which means they can farm these guys. I guess it's just a chance of actually getting the drops, or we don't have it set up right, but I don't see how else we would set this up. I'm pretty sure this is correct. Let's validate. Let's grab our spell book. Let's go ahead and just go search for Drygmies. Drygmy, and just make sure that we've got this right. That's not what I want. Drygmy Familiar. Drygmy Familiar will increase the damage of earth spells. Okay, no, those are familiars. Those are guys we can summon. I need Drygmy as in Drygmy Charm. Often found following and tending animals. Can also produce experience gems. So summon a Drygmy on a block of mossy cobblestone. We got it. Cobblestone transform into a henge. Summon it. To summon addition, use more charms on the henge. Oh. You can have one henge doing all the work. So I can actually just break these. It'll kill the Drygmy, but it's actually not. It just summons them back into it. But we can have them all work off of one hinge, apparently. So I don't need the extra hinges. We can have it all go off of one. That's good to know. What else? Summon additional Drygmies, charms on the hedge. Good. Considers its home to be 10 blocks in every direction from its home. So top, up, down, left, right, side to side. Use this area. Drygmies' efficiency is dependent on its happiness. They may be increased for each entity nearby with a bonus for each unique type. It's got it. Nearby containment jars will also count as an entity. Does it have to be full or empty ones? Each Drygmy working around a henge contributes progress. Once maximum progress has been reached, the henge will generate items and experience gems and deposit them into adjacent chests. Okay, so it is a time-based thing. Each time this occurs, the henge will require source to recharge. The number of drops is equal to the Drygmy's happiness. To get started, place a chest and jar of source next to the henge. Okay. And then containment jars allows you to capture mobs. Many entities can be interacted and continue to simulate. Chickens will lay eggs and those kind of things. Use a bottle to obtain dragon. I can contain an ender dragon? And get, I mean, I guess I'd be getting free dragon's breath out of that. Interesting. Okay. Containment captures a nearby entity. Yeah, we already did that one. So yeah, I guess it's just a matter of time. Hey, look, there we go. Common dimensional essence. So it does work. It's just a progress thing, dependent on how happy they are. And the more mobs that we have in the area, the happier they will end up being ultimately. So we kind of sort of want to get more things. Now, it does say containment jars in the area. Now, does that, like, what are they? If they're empty, will that help? Is that going to make them happy? I don't know. Let's go ahead and set some containment jars. Otherwise, I'll just go capture a whole bunch more mobs. Like, it doesn't hurt us to, I mean, we'd be farming for no reason some of the mobs, but like I don't think it's going to hurt ultimately for us to do so. Excuse me, buddy. Do your little happy dance over there because you're in my way. Okay. So we've got containment jars all around now. I don't think that's going to actually boost their happiness. But what we'll do is I'll get some chickens. I'll get a sheep. I'll get some pigs, and we'll add those in there. Maybe at night I can go capture anything that can go into a mob imprisonment tool, really. So, I mean, I wonder, I don't think you can do boss mobs. I was going to say, I wonder if I could do a wither. But I don't think I can do bosses. Though it did say Enderman, didn't it? But then that'll boost their happiness, and then that'll get them operating faster. So give me a minute, and I'll be back. All right, so got us 9 more friends. We've got a cow, a sheep, a pillager, a squid, a warden, bee, chicken, duck, and a twitchy fish. A bass specifically. I don't know what that's going to do or help. Honestly, we don't need any of those. It's those guys that we need. But we're just trying to make our guys happy. But look, we've already gotten stuff that we needed. We've got 37 dimensional essence, 14 rare, and even some legendary essence. So we should be good to go to start building some of these things. Now, I know that we're going to need like these modules and everything. I still need to look into making, you know, how do we make these dimlets? I think we need these memory modules and these energy modules, which means we need to infuse some ender pearls. We can just do a couple stacks of those. But from there, we can then work on building our dimlet. So hopefully next episode, we'll be able to come back. We'll have our dimlet made, or we'll get our dimlet made, and then we'll be able to start working towards Mekanism and getting Mekanism, set up. We should be able to do it pretty quick. I mean, we're very familiar with Mekanism and everything. We all are. So it shouldn't be terribly too hard to get everything set up and ready to go. So yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. And thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. Have a good one.